Hey, what's up, family? Hey, today we want to do a very informative video with a lot of stuff we have always been dealing with all our lives and will continue to deal with, rather it's from family, friends, neighbors, or even foe. Remember, family, friend, foe. Family, friend, foe meaning like enemy, if you want to label them that. Someone that you don't necessarily get along with. So this one, I'm going to title this one, Demonstrate, Don't Explicate. And where I get that from is from one of my favorite books, 48 Laws of Power. Like it says, demonstrate, don't explicate. Now, explicate, what does that mean? That could be the word of the day, explicate. It means what it pretty much sounds like, explicate, meaning explain. To take the time to try to explain something in detail, or whatever the case. This takes me back to when I was a kid, let's say. A lot of y'all out there as well, you understand what I'm talking about. How about when you was a kid, right? I remember my mother used to say these words. They were scary, but I knew exactly what she meant when she said it. She said, now I done told you this. I done told you about 100 times to do this. You know what? I'm not going to keep wasting my time, because you know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. See? That's what that means. Demonstrate, don't explicate. Meaning, my mother, when she said, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, meaning, I'm going to whoop your tail. I'm going to show you through action. Better than me keep explaining, you don't seem to be getting it. You got a hard head. Y'all remember them sayings? A hard head make a soft ass, right? You remember them sayings, right? But I remember when my mother said that. It's like, I can show you better than I can tell you, because you ain't listen to a doggone thing I'm saying. So that's what this video is about. Sometimes you know how you may get into a confrontation with whoever. Stranger, family member, neighbor, co-worker, whoever. Don't spend too much time trying to explain some things that don't need to be explained. Because sometimes you're talking to people that they're just not going to get it. Or they just not on your intelligence level to get it. That's another reason why I dedicate this video here to one of my teachers, Dr. John Henry Clark. Because I love this statement that he said a while ago. He said, and I quote, these are his words. He said, what did he say? He said, I only debate with my equals. All others I teach. Now let me say that again for you could get it. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach. That was a very nice, intelligent, mature way of saying I only converse with people that's on my level of intelligence, that has my level of intelligence, or maybe even below it, that has the intelligence of understanding. And the other part, all others I teach, meaning if you don't have the capacity to understand what I'm saying, I'm not going to keep trying to go back and forth with you, back and forth. No, I can teach you, and you can take the teachings that I'm teaching you, or you don't have to. But one thing I'm not going to do is keep going back and forth, and in some cases, back and forth with a fool. Now let me give you another story. Like it says, title of the video, demonstrate. I mean, I can show you through my actions. Remember, like my mother used to say, I can show you better than I can tell you, because you ain't listening to a doggone thing. I ain't going to keep arguing with you, right? This from the 48 Laws of Power book. I love that book. I always go back and forth with that book. Now check this out. There was an artist of this story, right? The way the story goes, there was this artist. He was doing this great, magnificent statue, right? But it was a connoisseur, you know, one of these stuck-up people. They was like the sort of aristocrats or whatever you want to say. They was the one who critiqued something, right? The guy had did this statue of magnificent beauty. It was an excellent marvel of a piece. It was beautiful. And he had finished it. But the connoisseur, he had came in to see it before the guy put it on display. And the connoisseur, he was one of them type of guys, want to be right all the time, want to go back and forth. It's got to be his way. So when he seen the statue before it went on display, he said to the guy, he said, hey, listen, the statue is nice, but I think the nose area is a little too big. So the guy who did the statue, he said, yeah. Knowing who he's dealing with, someone who loves to go back and forth, explicate, you know? So he said, really? And the guy said, yeah, I think it's good job. I just think the nose is too big. Knowing the artist, knowing if he disagreed with this guy would write a bad report of him on the paper and all that. So what the guy did, he demonstrated. Remember the title of the video, demonstrate, show through actions, not explicate, meaning keep going back and forth trying to explain. So what the guy did, an incredible thing. He did this right here. Rid of that. He said, I'll tell you what, I'll go up there and fix that. You said it's too big. He grabbed some dust. He grabbed some bits of dust and he climbed up all the way up on the statue. And he took his hammer. He said, look, I want you to stand. He told the guy, I want you to stand over to that side while I'm up here and I'll chisel it down. And while he was on top of the statue, he simply just banged his hammer against the wall and at the same time dropping little pellets of dust while he was banging his hammer. He never touched the statue. Never touched it. Just dropped some dust, banged the hammer, and then he came down and he said, hey, how about now? How does it look now? And then the guy said, the connoisseur, he said, it looks better now. I knew I was right. Now you see what I'm saying? These are the type of people you're dealing with sometime in the world. They just gotta be talking. They just gotta go back and forth. They just gotta feel like their way is the only way. So that's why I got to give credit to, once again, Dr. John Henry Clark. Like I said, this is my dedication to him, my teacher, one of my teachers. Like he said, I only debate with my equals. See, that's a nice way of saying, see, someone on my intelligence level or someone to understand what I'm talking about, we can learn from each other. But all others I teach, meaning you don't get it and you're not trying to get it. You're like the connoisseur. You're like the guy who think he's above everybody and you just love to argue. I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. Or, more better way of saying, more direct, my mom's. You know what, boy? Let me get my belt. Because see, I done told you 100 times to get that damn room cleaned up and you ain't did it yet. So you know what? I can show you better than I can tell you. Wap, 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 wap. Next thing you know, I get the room clean. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you got to deal with some people out there in the world. You got to always remember these examples. Don't spend too much time explaining yourself that you know something is right to someone who just wants to be a problem. Wasn't it another story in that demonstrate, don't explicate? It was another one, right? Oh, the guy with the money box. That was funny too. I think I said that in another video, but I'll give it to y'all. Y'all want to hear. It was a guy going around. He was selling this box to people. And he told them, you know, you give me $10,000, I can guarantee you can make money with this box. You could make money with it. So people was buying the boxes. And then all and behold, people realized the box was full of crap. But most of these aristocrats, you know, these rich jokers, they was too embarrassed to report it. So they just took the $10,000 as a loss and like, man, that guy got over me. But it was this one sheriff, he would not let it go. When he realized the box was a phony, he searched high and low for this guy, and he finally found the other guy in some far off town somewhere. And the moment he found the guy, he went to the guy's hotel room, and as soon as the guy opened up the door, he barged in with his shotgun. He's like, you son of a, you know, he said, you sold me that box and it don't make no money. You scammed me out. And the other guy, remember, title of the video, demonstrate, don't explicate. He knew he was busted. But instead of explicate, meaning explaining, he went into demonstrating. So he said, hey, first of all, calm down. Look, I tell you, the box definitely worked. Maybe you wasn't doing it right. So the guy said, no, you know good doggone well what you did. I ain't here to be hearing all this talking. I'm gonna kill you. And then the guy said, I tell you what, if you said it ain't working, I'll do you a favor. He said, I tell you what, I'll give you your money back, $10,000, and I'll give you instructions on how the box works. But I tell you what, it definitely works. But here's your money back. And here's another box with instructions. I want you to just go out on town and have a good time on me. But I'm telling you, it definitely worked. But here's your money back. So right away, the guy lowered the gun now because he's demonstrating.
But it was fake money, though.
Yeah. So, no, see, you jumping ahead.
Oh, okay,
But she's right.
Yeah.
So what happened, when he gave him that money, for the next couple of days, he kept looking in the newspaper. He kept looking in the newspaper until finally one day he came across what he was looking for. It said a local sheriff has just been arrested for passing along counterfeit money. See, so all along, he calmed the guy down with demonstrating, realizing I'm not going to win the argument going back and forth with this guy. I'm going to just give him this fake money to win the argument for the moment, but later he going to get locked up and he going to be all done with. I ain't got to worry about him no more. You see? So don't ever spend too much time trying to explain yourself to people that cannot be, to some people that they don't want to understand. They want to be a problem. They always got conflict going on and want to have conflict with you. Because these are some people that, to some instance, they're narcissists. They want to do everything to belittle you and go against everything you say. So for the third time, quote from one of my teachers, Dr. John Henry Clark. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach. And as I said before, that was a real nice way of saying I only debate with those that have an understanding that they want to understand and we can learn from others. All others I teach was a way of saying someone who loves to be ignorant and don't want to learn, they just want to be confrontational. If you're a person that just want to be confrontational, I'm not going to be going back and forth with you. And on that note, subscribe, share, like, and comment. Peace.